not as cute as Meow.
Oh, you're in the way.
All right, welcome back to another School Principal Reacts. My name is Brandon, and I am a high school principal from the U.S. state of Georgia. I'm doing something just a little bit different here today. I've gotten some recommendations to react to an episode of Pokemon, of all things. This one is called The School of Hard Knocks, and I was led to believe that maybe there's a little bully here at this school, and somehow, actually, I'm not sure what happened, so I'll be reacting to it for the first time here with you. Just a reminder, if you're not a subscriber to the channel, please go ahead and click the subscribe button below. I appreciate it. Let's get right into this.
I wanna be the very best, like no one ever was.
There it is, so iconic. So I won't put the whole thing, the whole intro on this video, but I do very, very much, as many of you probably do, remember the theme. I think a lot of people who don't even really know about Pokemon, they have heard the theme before. And I remember growing up seeing this come on. I didn't watch it a whole lot, but I did. I think it must have come on after something that I watched, because I would always hear that theme over and over again. It still stuck with me. All right,
As
let's
our
see.
story continues, we once again find our friends traveling together on their Pokemon journey in perfect harmony.
I'm not
Perfect harmony.
My bike,
I remember this theme
bike.
too.
That's all I ever hear from you.
right. And my name may be Misty, but I'm perfectly clear about what you owe me, and you're not going to get away without paying.
What's
Maybe
going
if
on?
you two had spent less time arguing and paid more attention to where we're going, we'd already be in Vermilion City by now.
Vermilion
Come on,
City.
We're already late. We've got
Vermilion City. And I do know from Pokemon, like, each place or each area has its own little theme. I don't know if this is Vermilion City, but I do remember this little ditty. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I do remember that. Don't know what it's supposed to be for, but they're going to Vermilion City. I'm guessing where this school is going to be located, or whatever it is that they're going to.
The School of Hard Knocks.
School of Hard Knocks.
I think we all need a little break. Why don't I just throw a little something together? There's nothing as satisfying as a cup of 100% cerulean coffee.
Cerulean coffee. And he had all that in his book bag. That's a little crazy. That complete with the flowers and the vase and everything. Okay. That's interesting, isn't it?
How about some prune juice?
I think I'll pass.
Prune juice.
You must be kidding.
I brought my official Pokemon tea set. Sparkling, delicious, Mount Moon pure spring water.
Okay.
And for the special snack, I have for you some French crepes.
I love French things. They're so romantic, aren't they?
Yeah, and did you hear what she said here? Oh, I just love French things. I don't know if she said I don't know what she said, romantic or something like that. But yeah, a lot of French things tend to go with the idea that they're high quality just because of that. I don't know how true that is. Let me know what you think.
One
Okay.
of you is going to have to go into the forest and carry back some firewood. Well, I guess that means that...
Yeah, I'm going.
I'm guessing he has some sort of encounter here.
No firewood here. Hey, looks
Mm.
like a fire.
All right, what's the name of this one?
And I don't know what's going on here. I'm guessing the School of Hard Knocks, whether that's a real name of a school or just the name of this episode. I'm guessing these guys here are from that school. And there are schools where people dress like this, like in full-blown suits, but very rare. I don't see that often. But he's like running on a treadmill in this suit. That would be pretty uncomfortable, especially outside. That's a little brutal.
Okay, now tell us what its special attack is.
Pidgey's attack is Gust. At level 5, Sand attack. At level 12,
Everybody knows that. Now, can you just tell me at which
Hmm.
level Pidgey evolves? And what's the name of Pidgey's advanced state?
That's quite a stress test. And I do remember, like, I don't know if there's any research to back this up, but I remember in the SpongeBob SquarePants episode Oral Report, where Patrick puts him on a treadmill, I guess, while he's going to have him make his speech, but he ends up being ground up into a powder or something ridiculous. But I don't know if there's any evidence or any research to back this up, whether being under stress like this makes your memory more effective or makes you think more quickly or something. I don't know if that really works or not, but I have seen it in a couple of these shows here. Never actually tried it myself. Uh-oh. Oh, poor guy.
And you call yourself a Pokemon tech student?
Who's that
Well, I don't
crest?
want to study with the likes of you.
Hey, leave that kid alone! What's going on
Look at this assortment of hair. You've got black hair, brown hair, blue hair, green hair, some kind of beige hair, and red hair. That's a little interesting. So I guess here's kind of the bullying, if you want to call it that. Ash is going to intervene here. Let's see what happens. And look at Pikachu. He's going to intervene too, I guess. Look at him.
Mind your own business.
Mm.
This is a private training session.
I don't know about this school of yours, but if it's turning out students like you, I'd have to say the standards are pretty low. Misty, you stay out of this. Leave it to me.
It's very brave of you to take on all 5 by yourself. One waiting to drag your carcass
Doesn't look
away
good.
at the end.
Yeah, I think he's kind of bitten off more than he can chew here. Now he's got to take on this whole group of whatever they are, students at this school. That guy called it the Pokemon School for Losers. I don't know what the real name of this place is, but maybe we'll see by the end here. Let's see what happens.
Fighting is for cavemen. This isn't the
Okay.
Stone Age, you know.
And if we wasted our time having a fight with a little insect like you, it'd just make Pokemon Tech look really bad. Afraid to fight someone
I can't help but laugh. Pokemon Tech. Is that the name of the school? Like, Georgia Tech, Virginia Tech, Pokemon Tech. Okay, that's a new one.
So those are the infamous tech students.
Tech students.
I think it's short for Pokemon Technical, a school for Pokemon trainers.
Pokemon Technical Institute, a boarding school for serious Pokemon trainer preparation.
Yeah, they left their treadmill there. And why are you using a treadmill outside? Treadmills are typically like inside because you can't run inside. And then how does this treadmill get power if it's just out on some dirt? I have some real questions here. This is a little weird.
For exceptional students who want to become Pokemon trainers in a very short time.
Okay, so it sounds like fast track school to enter the Pokemon League. So he says that they're guaranteed a spot in the Pokemon League. I think that's what he said upon graduation. And, there are schools, especially, the top couple of tiers of universities that they may not be able to guarantee you a job, but the culture is such that it's so prestigious that you are almost guaranteed a job. Or there are schools that have partnerships with specific employers and may have some sort of agreement. Hey, we'll hire your graduates. That's not very common, but I imagine this does exist at the top tier schools in the country or for specific industry programs that may exist. And apparently at Pokemon Tech, you can get a place in the Pokemon League or whatever he said right after graduation.
Getting into the Pokemon League without badges is too easy. Where is this place anyway?
It's right over there.
Huh?
Today's special class.
And, there is some truth to that, but and I'm not an expert on the Ivy League and top tier schools, but I know that even those where the tuition rates are sky high, there are scholarships that you can get if you're accepted, and there are financial aid programs that you can get. But the acceptance rates at those schools is much, much smaller than most others.
Tomorrow's lesson will be snow competition secrets.
Yeah, so they're saying little things about what the lesson was about in specific classes over a loudspeaker. I've never heard that before. That would never happen in real life, but I get it. This is mostly for us, the audience, to know, us, the viewers, to know what's going on here. But obviously in a real school, you wouldn't get on the loudspeaker and say, that's it for today's lesson and tomorrow we'll talk. You just wouldn't do that.
Do they treat you like that all the time?
My friends are just trying to help me.
You call them friends?
With friends like that, who needs enemies?
Yeah.
After evolving to Pidgeot, it can fly at 1,200 meters and speeds of up to Mach 2.
Mach
don't
2,
get
huh?
it.
Speeds of up to Mach 2. So I'm no expert, but if Mach 1 is like the speed of sound, I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. Let me know if it's not. Mach 2. That's one fast Pokemon. I have to tell you, I wouldn't want to be attacked by him.
Sometimes I make believe that I don't know all the answers, because if I do, they make the questions that much harder. But I have
Ah.
to stay here at Pokemon Tech.
Yeah, and I don't know that I've seen that all too much. I don't know if you caught what he said, that he pretended not to know. You notice he rattled off everything that the bullies, for lack of a better word, the other students were asking him. And he said, if I tell him the correct answer, they'll make the questions harder, which, yeah, I mean, that's how you grow no matter what the subject is. You master a particular skill or standard, you need to move on to the next one. I mean, that's how you learn. I haven't seen many students that will deliberately pretend not to know something, or at least they haven't described it like that. I'm doing this so that, I won't move on to the next level. There are students out there, though, that will do a version of this just because they just don't want to apply themselves or they're not motivated, but not exactly the way he described it here.
He's an upperclassman. The classes are so hard here, some students are held back for many years. Everybody's too ashamed to go home without getting a diploma.
What? And look at these glasses. I don't know how this guy's seeing out of that. That's a little interesting. And I think he said people are held back for many years and people are too ashamed to go back without a diploma. There is that, particularly at the university level where, someone goes to college and if they're not successful in finishing college, yeah, I can understand that. Not feeling great about having to go home and, tell people, hey, I didn't finish or I wasn't able to finish. And that is actually a statistic that people look at, not only what percentage of students are going on to college. Not that everyone has to do that, but it depends on what you want to do. But they also look at, okay, of the people who went to college right after high school, what percentage of those students graduated with various degrees? The bachelor's degree is the one everybody kind of looks at the most. How many earned at least a 4-year degree and finished their college? That is something that we do look at.
You're a beginner?
And advanced students have the same as 6.
Wow.
If you graduate, you can enter the Pokemon League without traveling around to collect the badges. But he's so much older than everybody in the class, the kids don't bother to help him like they help me.
What do the teachers say about that kind of help?
They
That's
don't
my
even
question.
know about it. Or if they do, they pretend not to.
Oh.
Well, I, for one, think this is a violation of students' rights that must stop immediately, if not sooner.
Wow. Well, good for Ash for advocating for him. And he said that the student is a beginner and he's been there for many years. And it sounds like no one really bothers to help him or anything like that because he's so much older. And this is so funny. I did not expect a Pokemon, to have so many real life parallels because, well, it's Pokemon and it's fictional animals fighting each other and using power. So I didn't really have high expectations for realism here, but I'm hearing some real life themes here. So in real life, what this makes me think of is students that are overage, right? So what I mean by overage is students that are a little bit older and they are not in the grade that they are supposed to be in, whether that means they're supposed to be in 7th or 8th grade and they're in 6th, or they're supposed to be already graduated and they're not. And so they are older than most of the other people that are in their classes. Now, at a certain point, depending on your state or country, eventually you can't go to school forever. Obviously, eventually there is a cutoff. In my state, it's up through age 21. Now, most people choose to go on and pursue different options of getting their high school by that point, but you can continue to go. And you know what? That student deserves everything that every other student has. They have the same rights, even though they're a little bit older. That doesn't matter. Ash is absolutely right here.
Huh? It's a girl?
What's she gonna do here?
That place brings back memories, James.
It certainly does.
Team
Jessie,
Rocket.
And all of them are awful.
Meowth.
Tell me a tale of failure again.
Yeah, so I'm not a huge Pokemon fan, but I have seen the show before. I've not seen this episode in particular, but so I do know some of these characters here, Team Rocket and Meowth, and I'm wondering how are they going to get mixed up in this, in Ash and his group and this school and the leader of the school that Misty's trying to go confront, and how are they going to be in the mix? I can't wait to find out.
And here's the part I like the best.
We frolicked that night, for our future seemed bright.
But things weren't right.
We got the lowest scores in the history of the school!
You
Lowest
should
scores
look
in
on
the history of the
bright
school.
side. At least you guys were the top of the bunch.
You're the top, Meow.
So that was kind of crazy, but what I got from that little dialogue was that they were at this school, Team Rocket, they were at this school at one point in time, and so they, I don't know if it was the final exam or something, and they got the lowest score in the history of the school, which in real life you would never know that, and even if like a teacher or someone knew that, why would you tell a person that? There's nothing good about that, but they wouldn't know, because to know they're the lowest, they would have to know what other people made, which would be a FERPA violation in real life. You can't disclose grades, but they somehow know. And Meowth says, at least you were the top of the bottom, whatever that means. These
Even if
computers.
you're leader at the tech, it's your skill as a Pokemon trainer that counts more than winning in any one battle. But Giselle is the top beginner here at the tech.
Top
That's
beginner.
better than even having 3 badges. Even though I'm at the bottom of my class, I'm still more powerful than someone with 2 badges.
Hold on a second here.
Uh-oh.
I learned how to be a Pokemon trainer at the Cerulean City Gym. Are you saying you can beat me?
You'll be sorry.
Here we go.
Butt out, Ash. I have the Cerulean City Gym's reputation to defend.
Here we go. Here we go.
Starmie!
Starmie.
All right, Weeping Bell, let's go!
Weeping Bell.
Starmie, go!
Huh? Oh.
Even I know that.
True. You should have known that. You're an embarrassment to the whole school.
Oh, dude. This reminds me of so many other shows like Recess, when she took TJ in front of the whole cafeteria and told everybody how bad he was. And then this girl, whoever she is, who they said was in charge of the class or the school or whatever it is, and she herself is a student, which I don't get that, how she can be in charge. But she says, you're an embarrassment to the whole school. You would never say that. I mean, there's nothing good that's going to come from that. But let's see how this ends here.
Yeah, she looks just like a movie star.
They're like stars, do they?
What an ego.
People call me a star.
I think she's even more conceited than we are.
Yeah, and I know enough about Team Rocket to know that they are pretty conceited, but no, she takes the cake. That's quite an ego she has there.
Not as cute as Meow.
You're in the way! Stop bothering us!
Ooh. They just punched him out. Goodness. Okay, let's see what happens here.
But you're a weakling.
Oh, I was starting to think, okay, well, she's redeeming herself by saying how much she wants to help her classmate. And then she says that. So I'm like, oh, goodness.
A true friend wouldn't walk away from someone who needs their help.
True.
You may look beautiful, but you remind me of an old saying about how beauty's only skin deep.
Against your water Pokemon, I'll choose.
Oh, no. And these Pokemon battles, I'm always like, okay, the trainers control them, but they kind of sort of have a mind of their own, but they can tell them like which move to do next, but then they can just, I guess here, they just did whatever they wanted. I don't know.
There's more to Pokemon training than calculating levels.
Who are you?
I'm Ash Ketchum from Pallet.
And how long have you been trying to become a Pokemon trainer? Maybe your Pokemon are training you. That's funny because even new Pokemon trainers usually have at least 6 Pokemon.
It's like no matter what he says, she just belittles him. She's so arrogant here.
Every one of mine has the power of 2.
With 2
Here we
months
go.
of Pokemon experience, your Pikachu should be at least at level 25.
So annoying, that little voice, and she's like, I bet you didn't know this. And yeah, it's just like, goodness, who wrote this?
And you have 2 badges?
What in the world?
Knock it off! Let's battle!
For your Pikachu, this should be more than a match.
Okay.
This Pikachu is my friend, and it's different from any other Pikachu! Shock attack!
Uh-oh.
Pikachu can't shock it.
Uh-oh.
Pikachu, stare it down!
This is weird.
Cubone, it's time for the bone meringue. Now!
Uh-oh.
Pikachu! Throwing that bone is a cheap way to win. Pikachu?
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Poor Pikachu.
Pikachu! Give it your best shot. Come on, Pikachu!
Uh-oh.
Go on, Pikachu! Give it everything you've got!
Oh, man.
None of the text books ever mention a Pikachu winning by anything other than electricity.
It was a cool fluke, wasn't it?
A cool fluke.
I can't believe I lost a match.
Oh no, it's not!
Allow
us to reintroduce ourselves to protect the world from
To
devastation.
unite all peoples within our nation.
Okay.
I'm going back home to start from scratch with my first Pokemon, just like Ash did.
Hmm.
Hey, Giselle, maybe we'll meet someday in the Pokemon League. All right if I keep your picture with me?
Sure, I have pictures of my friends too. Good luck, Joe.
Okay, well, that's a pretty big character change here. Very different than how she was for most of the episode here. All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and end the video here. This one was pretty interesting. A lot of it was the Pokemon battle itself, but some of it was just sort of the dynamics between students. This would be like a private school, I guess, preparing for the Pokemon League. But the attitudes of most of these students, I can't say it doesn't happen in real life. I have been at schools like this that are very high performing, and there is always this sort of attitude among some students. Oh, I'm better than you. I'm making higher grades than you, so I'm better than you. Or I have this accomplishment or that accomplishment, so I'm better than you somehow. It's not good. It's kind of toxic, but I have seen it happen before, unfortunately, but thankfully not very often. And with this person, I forgot her name, but she's supposed to be the leader of the class, or they described her as, I thought, maybe in charge of the school, but honestly, I didn't see any adults or teachers or anyone else running the school. But that's not kind of the right attitude to have. But in the end, she becomes this guy's friend and is nice to him as he's preparing to leave and go find his own way. But I'm going to leave it there. I did enjoy this one. I do want to thank you all for your recommendation. Let me know if there are any other episodes I should look at. There may not be a whole lot of school-related ones, but keep those recommendations in general coming. I do look at those and plan my content around those. But I'm going to leave it there. Don't forget to subscribe if you like my videos, and I'll see you next time on School Principal Reacts. Thanks for watching.